Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most notable songs that directly reference other tracks.
We keep on coming while we running for your juice. Steady gunning, keep on busting at the boots. You know the rules.
Number 10, California Girls, Katy Perry, featuring Snoop Dogg.
I know a place where the grass is really greener.
For anyone alive in 2009, you'll probably remember the anthem Empire State of Mind. The Jay-Z and Alicia Keys track is a huge salute to the Big Apple.
Tell by my attitude that I'm most definitely from.
It was also such a massive success that it inspired a song that came out the following year. Katy Perry wanted to do for California what those artists did for New York, leading her to create California Girls in order to pay tribute to her preferred coast.
We freak in my Jeep. Seems like a dog on the stereo.
Perry and her co-writers recreated the feeling of being in the Sunshine Wonderland, that is, the Golden State. The result is a candy-coated pop song that's still fun to this day, with some female empowerment in there for added effect.
California girls were undeniable. Lion fresh, fierce, we got it unlocked.
Number 9, Paper Doll, John Mayer.
Paper doll, come try it on.
With the release of Dear John, Taylor Swift wrote one of her most biting tracks about an ex-boyfriend. The former partner just so happened to be another famous musician. Referencing their age gap and differences, the pop star didn't mince her words about the relationship.
Don't you think I was too young to be messed with?
This eventually led to a response from John Mayer named Paper Doll. The song puts forth that there are two sides to every story, firing back about his ex's alleged behaviour.
You're like 22 girls in one.
Given that the original partially affected his reputation, Mayer feels especially passionate in his reply. Both songs work on their own as engaging stories, while still capturing a snapshot of the controversial relationship.
Was it just too far to fall?
Number 8, Peggy Sue Got Married, Buddy Holly.
Please don't tell, no, don't say that I told you so.
Sometimes a songwriter will answer their own song. In the case of rock and roll legend Buddy Holly, he wrote or co-wrote multiple tracks about the same gal. Peggy Sue plays out as a passionate and simple ode to a partner. Initially, the singer sets his sights on her, even though their status is unclear.
Peggy Sue, oh how my heart yearns for you.
It's all done with an upbeat sound that ranks highly among the artist's iconic catalogue. And this wouldn't be the end of the relationship, because Holly revisited the story with the sequel, Peggy Sue Got Married.
You call a girl that's been in nearly every song.
Unfortunately for the narrator, his love interest has fallen for someone else. It appears that the lovesick character has lost Peggy Sue forever in a tragic end to a compelling story.
Peggy Sue got married not long ago.
Number 7, Adam's Song, Blink-182.
I never thought I'd die alone.
So much of Kurt Cobain's work has inspired music for decades. The Nirvana hit Come As You Are has a trippy sound and a number of memorable lines,
Take your time, hurry up.
which gave Blink-182's Mark Hoppus an idea for Adam's Song. The songwriter includes a paraphrase of a famous verse by Cobain.
I took my time, I hurried up.
In his track, Hoppus tackles personal themes, such as isolation and self-loathing. The two songs aren't identical by any means, but the latter one feels indebted to the alternative rock genre at large. The pop-punk band manages to channel the original work and its themes while also being its own take on loneliness and burnout. Number 6, Manish Boy, Muddy Waters.
Everything gonna be alright this morning.
The American blues tradition revolutionized the concept of a reply song. Bo Diddley channeled Willie Dixon and conjured up the immortal I'm a Man, playing a riff that's practically in the DNA of blues music. With showboating lyrics, the song also represents a high point for boasting in music.
I'm a man. I said man.
Muddy Waters then decided to answer the musician, creating the equally classic Manish Boy.
A Rolling Stone. I'm a man.
The singer brings out his engaging presence to tell his own story about a different type of man. Playing around with Diddley's concept, the second artist remixes the original's musicality and throws in a little extra attitude. Number 5, Hit 'Em Up, Tupac featuring The Outlaws.
In the click you claim, West Side when we ride, come equipped with game.
Among the most tense rivalries of its time, the East Coast and West Coast rappers of the 1990s had some choice words for each other. Who Shot Ya by the Notorious B.I.G. takes quite a few jabs at Tupac and his 1994 shooting.
Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the opsa. Leap hard to creep them Brooklyn streets.
Biggie Smalls didn't play around with his aggressive lyrics, but nobody was fully prepared for the follow-up. Shakur didn't take kindly to the diss and responded with Hit 'Em Up. The response makes the former track sound like Happy Birthday,
Biggie, remember when I used to let you sleep on the couch and beg a bitch to let you sleep in the house?
including verses about Smalls and Diddy. The West Coast MC unleashes a tirade about New York hip-hop. Unfortunately for both men, the rivalry ended within a year, as they were each killed in separate and mysterious incidents.
Now I'm about to set the record straight. With my AK, I'm still the thug that you love to hate.
Number 4, Glass Onion, The Beatles.
Told you about strawberry fields. You know the place where nothing is real.
By the time the Beatles reached 1968, they'd spent at least the previous 4 years on top of the world. They left touring behind to experiment in the studio, eventually with oddities like Glass Onion.
Looking through the bed back tulips to see how the other half lives.
Released on their self-titled album known as The White Album, the track openly references several prior songs, including I Am the Walrus and Strawberry Fields Forever. John Lennon takes the lead on this psychedelic track that pays tribute to and pokes fun at their work. It's both an entertaining song and a wonderfully meta piece at the same time.
Well, here's another clue for you all. The walrus was Paul.
Eager to have a laugh at his own expense, Lennon quotes some of his masterpieces in an eclectic rock piece that demands a second listen from Beatles fans.
Trying to make a dovetail joint, yeah. Looking through a glass onion.
Number 3, How Do You Sleep? John Lennon.
Those freaks was right when they said you was there.
The former Beatles set out on their solo careers in the 1970s, but they still had each other on their minds. Paul McCartney spent part of his album Ram giving his opinions on his previous collaborator John Lennon.
Too many people going underground.
The song Too Many People pokes at Lennon's post-Beatle career choices. Nothing if not outspoken, his fellow legend returned fire with How Do You Sleep?
The only thing you done was yesterday.
The response explores his harsh opinions of McCartney's personality and musical abilities. Considering that these two were close friends and co-writers, this fight felt especially brutal and personal for the time. Thankfully for them, they made up several years later.
Tell me, how do you sleep at night?
Number 2, Sweet Home Alabama, Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to smack you.
In one of few Canadian-American music feuds, the southern rock group Lynyrd Skynyrd had a bone to pick with Neil Young. The latter singer's tracks, Southern Man and Alabama, angered the group with their searing criticisms of the southern US and its history of prejudice.
Alabama, you got the weight on your shoulders.
Young's pointed opinion of the region was viewed with hostility by Skynyrd, and the angry Southerners later fought back with Sweet Home Alabama. It directly references the Canadian songwriter's work and even calls him out by name at one point.
Well, I hope Neil Young will remember. I said that man don't need him around anyhow.
While neither side held much of a grudge over it, the musical exchange remains a piece of history.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Killing Me Softly with his song, Lori Lieberman.
I heard he sang a good song.
Many people remember that Roberta Flack sang this song beautifully, but few people know it's actually a cover. Lori Lieberman was one of the original co-writers and performed the song.
I felt he found my letters and read each one out loud.
She had attended a Don McLean concert where a performance of his song Empty Chairs gave her the inspiration.
Never thought the words you said were true.
Lieberman captured the spirit of McLean's performance style, giving one of the finest musical tributes to anyone in history. Covered by many artists since then, Killing Me Softly functions like a love song and a loving homage in one sweeping production. Now that's a response song.
Killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life.
Did we forget another great reply song? Let us know in the comments below.
Bought me Alexander McQueen, he was keeping me stylish.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.